So there is an update here on the week 5, 2025 NFL TV schedule. Well, the maps. Not the schedule, but the maps there is an update on. We have Santa Barbara, California, and Eugene, Oregon, were slated to show. Dallas and my Jets. However, they decided to switch to Las Vegas. Either must have been someone from those areas. In Santa Barbara, California, I can see why. Maybe for the Las Vegas area, maybe in the Oakland area, and they had the Oakland Air fans in that area. Maybe I could see that one, or no, maybe. But the Eugene, Oregon, maybe some must went to college because it's where the Oregon Ducks college. Some must went to college for Oregon on those areas. Ruin interest in that area. And then we have the Fox. Late. So all of Georgia, all of Alabama, all of Nebraska, all of Montana, and the Tampa Bay, Fort Myers, Gainesville, Tallahassee, Panama City, Florida, Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga, Sirius, both St. Louis, Missouri, Sioux City, and Adama, Iowa areas were slated to show. Washington at Los Angeles Chargers. Washington LA Chargers game. However, they have decided to switch to the Detroit at Cincinnati game. So big stop in the country. Now it's slated to show. Detroit at Cincinnati for week 5. Okay. Now for week 6. There has been an update on week 6. The TV schedule. As you heard. New England at New Orleans was slated to be the secondary game in the 4:25 Eastern time window, 3:25 p.m. local time in New Orleans when the game would kick off. However, that is no more. New England at New Orleans is at the 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. local time window in New Orleans. And San Francisco at Tampa Bay has decided to switch from. The NFL switched those two games and that game was slated to be on CBS at the 1 Eastern window. Be the featured game in the early window. However, they decided to move San Francisco and Green Bay to this late window. As Cincinnati and Green Bay is not going to be the most exciting game. Obviously, because there's no, without Joe Burrow, Jake Browning, the way he's been playing. Yeah, no. And the NFL sees that. And especially with the primetime game on, everyone, people with that have cable or like streaming, they can watch ESPN Monday Football. They did, and that was evidenced, where people want to watch, even though the Jets and Jets and maybe Dolphins was 2-3 teams. The game was a more compelling game, and the NFL knew that, and the NFL saw it. It's kind of like really, so they moved it. That's smart, and CBS was probably like, CBS probably wasn't too thrilled either having a subpar game on the 4:25. 2 subpar games at 4:25 Eastern window, 3:25 local time. Kickoffs, so I don't blame them. And we have LA Rams at Baltimore is going to be the featured game. Or could be Seattle at Jacksonville. Or could be Arizona at Indianapolis. Well, I would assume it's going to be LA Rams at Baltimore. or Seattle Jacksonville. I would assume one of those two teams. Probably Seattle Jacksonville would probably be the feature team. That'd be Baltimore just because Baltimore are the team. They are. But I won a 1-4 though. Yeah. If they might get one featured game, but then just because of who they are, they're pass. But if they go to 1-4, I don't expect them to see too many. You don't expect any more national games from Baltimore. You can do the flexes for Sunday Night for Monday Night for 2 flexes weeks 5 through 10 for Sunday Night Football. So how many flexes do I expect? Do I expect a flex? So depends on how Washington does without Gene knows when Gene knows, because if they sort of slip below, I can see that Washington need a flex out. Alright. Yeah, so far I don't see any flex out